Well, here we are again. Um, it's not what you want, right? Uh, I think Yankees fans are definitely spoiled in a way with the payroll and you know, the, the talent, just the pure talent, and obviously the yearly postseason appearances, right? It's great to be there. It's great to be in the postseason. They always have a shot at winning the World Series. They always have a shot. Um, but and I made a very long video about this earlier in the year. But if you're a Yankees fan around my age, that's your early or mid 20s, you don't remember the 90s. You barely even remember 2003 or 2004. All you really remember are, years where the Yankees looked great and then all of a sudden they were done. Um, it's been 11 years since they won the World Series. It's going to be 12 going into next year. It's been that long since they've even been to a World Series. They've been in many division series and championship series, but they can't even break through to win just the pennant. Obviously, losing the World Series wouldn't be fun either. It'd be worse, I think. But it at least is a true accomplishment to get there. And you just think about all these Yankees teams we've watched since 2009 and how much talent there was, how many great moments there were, but they really have nothing to show for it. They don't even have a pennant. They don't have one pennant, and they don't hang pennants, AL pennants in Yankee Stadium. They don't do that. They hang championships, and rightfully so. But it's just amazing how these first two rounds, or I guess now it's no longer just, I guess they're the last two rounds before the World Series because you have the wild card round too. They just can't break through every single year. And it doesn't matter the makeup of the team. I think I've said it a lot on this channel, but the playoffs are such a crapshoot. The playoffs are so random. You just have to have the hottest team going in. And it's true, usually, because this year, it felt like the Yankees were that team. You really did feel, I thought, very good about this team overall. After the first two games in Cleveland, and definitely after game one against Tampa in San Diego. Everything was going their way. They were getting the breaks. They were getting the calls. They were getting the clutch hits. They were getting great pitching. There was nothing more you could want. The bullpen was shaky in game two in Cleveland, no doubt about it. And I think we all saw the writing on the wall then, but once they won game one against Tampa, I mean, they're up 1-0 after Giancarlo Stanton hits a grand slam. I mean, how could you not be invested? How could you not be excited? How could you not be a believer, and then game two happens, and that obviously is where the series turned. I mean, you cannot debate it. There's no other way around it. I do think if you give Deivi Garcia that start, that he gives you at least more than what J Happ gave. That guy has Garcia has incredible stuff. Pedro Martinez, he's like Pedro Martinez's prodigy. I mean, you should have trusted him. You should have given him the chance. I fully believe that. I know the MIT and the Harvard and the Yale graduates who work for the Yankees front office will disagree and hand me a binder full of stats to prove them wrong. But was I wrong? And then game three, Tanaka gets roughed up, and that was kind of just, that game was done once Tanaka gave up that home run to Kiermaier, right? But then again, then game 4, they battle back, and it's that kind of win that you feel like is going to be part of that World Series DVD, that resilient game 4 win, backs against the wall. Jordan Montgomery comes out of nowhere to pitch the game of his life. Gleyber Torres with the game-winning home run late in the game to put the game away. And you're set up with game 5 with Garrett Cole on the mound, and the Yankees facing pitchers that they know very well, that are also tired, that are nowhere near the pitcher that Garrett Cole is. You start looking ahead. You do. You, at least I do. You start thinking, man, Yankees, Astros, ALCS again after everything that they've been through, that has happened. I didn't think it was a guarantee the Yankees would win today, but I did feel the best about an elimination game involving the Yankees that I've ever felt. I mean, how could you not be super confident just having Garrett Cole out there? But Garrett Cole can't score runs for you. He can only prevent them. And he prevented quite a lot. Think about that bases loaded situation in the first inning that he pitched himself out of. The 4th inning, I think he had some trouble too. Got out of that. But the Yankees' bats just disappeared and died. The lineup got nothing going. 3 hits, I think. And, good pitching does beat good hitting. The Rays clearly do have a lot of good pitchers, and they all pitched very well tonight. And the Yankees didn't have the worst at-bats I've ever seen. They did, work the count and walk enough, a decent amount to get on base, and got a lot of full counts. But it's unacceptable for a lineup that talented to do that little in that situation. You can always go back and hate on Brian Cashman for not making more additions. The Yankees obviously dealt with their share of injuries. This was a rotation that was also supposed to have Luis Severino and James Paxton and even Domingo Germán if this was a full season. And Tommy Kahnle in the bullpen, who was one of their best arms last year in 2017, and he has Tommy John surgery 1 game into the year. That was really a big blow. But the Yankees had the talent to get it done. I mean, you're tied 1-1 with the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 5 of the division series. I mean, obviously, didn't go their way, but you would sign up for that instantly at the start of the season. A tie game, an elimination game to move on to the ALCS. I mean, clearly a lot of stuff went right for the Yankees to be in that situation, and clearly they had enough talent to get to that point. So I don't know. I'm rambling. It's there's not really much to say. I mean, we can talk all we want about what we want the Yankees to do in the offseason. Clearly there's a lot of work to be done still. But you feel like this was a pretty golden opportunity that was lost to at least get to the World Series. I'm pretty much ready to sort of lower my expectation permanently to just win a pennant. Let me see the Yankees in the World Series again. That's all I really want. I think I want that more than I even really want a championship right now, because they just can't escape the ALDS or ALCS. It doesn't matter the season. It doesn't matter the players. It doesn't matter how well they play at the beginning or the middle of a series. It doesn't matter. They don't advance at the end of the day. I think they would have beat the Astros. As hot as they look, as great as they look, I think this would have been the Yankees' year to beat them. In a neutral site with Garrett Cole on their side now. I mean, and again, I say reach the World Series because I would expect the Dodgers to win it all finally this year, and I hope they do, to be honest. Rather them than the Rays or Astros. But I don't know. It for a season that I really wasn't super into, for a lot of reasons, mainly the pandemic, it sure got intense and serious fast. Really, since Game 1 in Cleveland. I mean, the games were great, high intensity. The same. It felt this last week or two of Yankees playoff baseball felt like any other year in terms of the intensity, in terms of the nervousness, in terms of the just the broadcast. I mean, it all felt legit. It felt like it counted and it mattered. And so, that's what really makes this crushing. And, I think the way I look at it is this way, like, if I did think the Yankees were going to beat the Astros and go to the World Series, and had they won, if I was going to count this as actually winning and being a legit year and being a legit title and being legitimately their 28th World Series title, then I have to treat them losing just as seriously and just as legitimately, right? I mean, I can't just... doesn't feel right to chalk it up to a pandemic. It doesn't feel right to chalk it up to a 60-game season, because every team is in this boat. Every team has dealt with their fair share of obstacles and challenges. The Yankees are no different. The Yankees don't get a pass because of the pandemic, because of the injuries. Every team has injuries. Every team has had to deal with, this situation this year. And you would think the Yankees would be well equipped to do that. I think I said this in an earlier video, but clearly they weren't as well equipped as the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I don't know. It sucks. It really sucks. And it's just going to be another long off season, and who even knows when opening day is, to be honest. I mean, who knows where this country is, when April rolls around. Who knows if we get 162 games? Who knows if I get to go to Yankee Stadium next year? And who knows what happens with the free agent class? There is just so many unknowns still. I mean, this 60-game season sort of happened out of nowhere, so who knows what MLB looks like next year? Who knows what the Yankees look like next year? But which makes this, even worse, because you're not promised tomorrow, and the Yankees keep pushing things off till tomorrow, and clearly it never pans out. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're feeling. I'm sure not great if you're a Yankees fan like myself. Please follow me on Twitter at Brian Danef to also see me tweet depressing things about the Yankees probably for the next few days. I actually think the Astros will beat the Rays. And I think we had a Dodgers-Astros rematch, so I'm rooting for chaos at this point. I don't want the Astros to win. I want the Dodgers to win, but I think an Astros-Dodgers World Series, just the idea of it sounds pretty crazy, especially this year. So thanks for watching, guys. Go Yankees. And see you guys in the off season yet again.